Hey, what's up Team KBA? Now, as you know, I travel around and carry a bunch of different equipment with me, so my everyday carry bag setup is really important, and that helps shape the way that I'm able to organize, carry all different things, and just try and be as minimal and compact as I can with the equipment I'm traveling with. Today, we're going to dive into my camera cube that you have here. It's from Peak Design and it is the medium size. And I'll give you a look into how I've organized that, but then also how I've put this together with the Waterfield Design 40-liter travel backpack and why I like the combination of the two. Now, of course, Peak Design's camera cube and internal organization systems are always best made for their own backpacks, the everyday, the travel line, the travel zip, and their duffels. But because of the boxy design, if you do find a larger travel backpack that can fit the dimensions of these, then they can play with other bags too. It's going to give you my experience of what it's been like using the medium camera cube on my travels. Make sure you join the Keep Being Awesome community by subscribing just down below, and if you find this video useful, give it a big thumbs up. You'll find the links to everything that you see in today's video, including the Peak Design camera cube, the Waterfield Design travel backpack, and all the gear that I've got packed inside. And check out my website at onetechtraveler.com for my travel stories, gear reviews. Let's dive right in. When I was out traveling and shooting in the Formula 1 races in Le Castellet, France, Monza in Italy, and Zandvoort in the Netherlands, these two were my go-to setup as my carry-on to bring it out onto the track and just carry what I need with me and just editing throughout the day. Now, I took a gamble because I was hoping the Waterfield travel backpack was spacious enough to fit in the medium-sized camera cube. I didn't want to go for the large because I wanted to also bring some other travel stuff with me. So having the medium just meant that I could use this with other backpack systems and still carry extra stuff to travel with, like my clothes. But I like it because you have a good solid briefcase mode with comfortable leather handles, and also the design is set up well so you can access the front pockets either in briefcase mode and it just docks in, or from here and access from the side. If we open it up, it's just a spacious compartment that allows us to do many things with it. And if I show you here, I really love the gold lining pattern. So yeah, for a premium travel backpack that gives you plenty of flexibility, this is a great one. And then we also have some mesh pockets on the side for some smaller bits. Now, when we put in the camera cube, it's going to eat into how much we can really flex the mesh pockets, but you can still use all the features and show you what that looks like. And we can slide it in like this, which gives us the top room to spare, or we can slide it sideways, which still fits in width-wise, but gives us a little bit more to play with. So yeah, that's actually quite nice. These handles on the camera cubes are really good for just sliding things in, taking it in and out, or just using it as an independent carry. So I like that a lot. Have this open, and this allows you to bend it backwards. And then when I open it, I've just got full access to this, so I can grab and go, but this makes for a nice shell. So making this into a hybrid camera travel backpack, I think is really cool, and just wanted to show that this system can work outside of Peak Design's bags, and the gamble looks to have paid off. But if I'm in travel mode and I have all of this locked up, then I use the straps to actually thread through the handles, and it just about fits. Pretty secured well, and then we still have the top one to secure my other stuff. Now you can see from the side, it does stick up a little bit, so again, it's not fully flushed in, but luckily, because this is quite a soft but really durable shell, then when I close it up, it doesn't stick out at all. It's still kept within the overall shell. So this is the setup that I used when I went to Formula 1 for those races, and also just how I've carried all of my important camera stuff that I don't want to put in my luggage, to make sure that they're all organized, well secured, and heavily padded from the cube. But with that out of the way and just giving you a lens to how I carry stuff out, we can dive into the Peak Design camera cube. This medium size weighs 730 grams, which is pretty weighty. In exchange for that weight, it's super durable, flexible dividers inside that we'll touch on in a moment. The exterior is made of a weatherproof nylon canvas, kind of like a rough material to it, going to handle any kind of weather condition, whether it's raining hard, it's not going to leak inside. Side handles that we see on this side, which makes just dragging around or taking it out, even just hand carrying, really nice. Strap attachment points, so if you do have the Peak Design anchor links and the shoulder straps, you can attach them on many different points. So we have 1, 2 here. We also have 2 on the bottom, and then on this side, we have another 2 here, and then another 2 on the bottom. And one of the great things I liked were the quick access options from the sides, and you get that kind of design here. We'll dive into that in a moment. So Peak Design's pretty much thrown in every kind of feature that they've done in their bags in various forms, more than you could probably imagine compared to other camera cubes or just what you have in mind. I just like the versatility of how you might want to carry, pack, or use this, which is amazing. And then we also have some cinch points like these webbings that attaches to their Travelline backpacks so that it's held in place. The zip track is really nice. Peak Design have always paid close attention to it, so every time you're opening it, normally it could get caught in the corners and it gets stuck, but it just glides. With the lid, it does have a crease that you can see here, and also with the Peak Design logo, camera cube medium, and this has also got some soft padding too for the top. Allows us to bend this bag, and it just provides quick opening in your travel backpacks, so you can just grab and go without having to always zip and unzip. Just bear in mind, it does create a crease on the front side. So let me just give you a full view inside my camera cube. I've of course got my main camera that I'm recording, so my Sony a7 IV with my 7200 telephoto G Master 2nd gen lens. That's a mouthful. I have my 2 lenses, my prime lenses, 35 and the 90mm. And I have my second camera body, which is my a7 III here. This one is just using a normal flex divider, but this one is using the folding one, so I can take this section and make a second cub, and that will split the main into 2. Gives me extra protection from my telephoto to my second body. And then this is my 35, and that fits in snugly like so. You can also use a divider if you don't have a big telephoto lens like I do. You can just use a divider to separate the section, and you can add another lens or some other accessories. We've got 2 of my prime lenses. One's a 90mm, the other is a 35 1.4. I also have my second camera body, which tends to be like a backup in case something happens to my main. The times when I was shooting in Formula 1, I actually just used both my a7 III and the a7 IV just to give me quick options for wide-end telephoto shooting. On the top side, I've saved this more for my gimbal stuff. So I've got the DJI RS3. This case actually came with the Ronin S, and the Ronin S had some great accessory bits that I've decided to keep. This box will have little bits like my quick release plates, my step-up rings for my ND filters, and just extra little bits. This can also be a good place for your audio systems, but I mainly use the Rode Wireless Go 2 that I'm using, and is attached to the bodies. With the cameras, I've got it separated with just one normal divider, and these are really well padded and they're attached by Velcros. This one is actually a flex fold, so you can create a smaller cub and split this one space into 2, a bottom and a half. I've just got that providing extra padding between my body and the lens. On the top, I've got my plates for the RS3. I've just made a very small opening to just keep that in place. I have the RS3 handle grip, which also has the battery, so of course it needs to be carry-on. What I've actually done is use the dividers and created like shelves. So I've got 3 shelves of how I've separated some of the stuff. The top is for this case, ND filters. This is my variable as well as my polarizer. This is a set, and they've also got lens protectors, so you can apply this and use it as a lens cap. And then underneath is where I've got the extra bits for the gimbals. First, I have the tripod, my small rig briefcase handle, so I bought this separately. A nice setup that works for me and gives me plenty of extra space if I didn't need to bring my gimbal, for example. Now, if you're looking to pack up the medium camera cube with just camera stuff, you can have between 6 to 8 lenses packed inside this with either one DSLR and an attached telephoto body or 2 mirrorless bodies. It's still small enough to pack with everything else in a travel backpack. Put this in the Waterfield Designs travel backpack. Yeah, it was amazing. I just liked having the quick access opening. I didn't have to change too many things because the telephoto and my A7 IV fits perfectly and it's the best way to store those. Attachable sort of storage pouch that comes included in the camera cube. It's quite nice. It's got a Velcro opening and it's kind of a nice mesh liner. So we got 3 elastic pockets for memory cards, and it's also got enough room for other bits. So I put my variable ND that gives enough space from the telephoto. Really depends on how you plan to use this bag because it does give you different options. So whether you're just having it as a main store and you just grab what you need before you go out shooting again, then my setup works well. But if you want to take advantage of the quick access parts, then you might have to rearrange some things, because from the quick access parts, I found the way that I've got it set up, the dividers are sort of stuck against this opening. And this part works well. It's the one opening that I've tried to make available for my lens and the telephoto, but it's a really snug fit, so it's a lot harder for me to actually try and take it out this way versus the opening, just because of how I've got everything packed. But I have the dividers just to stick against the side, so it does keep this very open, which is nice. On the other side, however, we've got the pouch, and then also I have the side dividers pressed against it, so it's not something I'm planning to open or really use much, to be honest. It's really just a grab and go. Hopefully that gave a good view into my camera cube, and also how I've packed it with other third-party backpacks. But let me know what you think. If you have any questions from what you've seen today with the camera cube, the travel backpack, and of course my website at onetechtraveler.com for travel stories and gear reviews. See you in the next video, but until then, keep being awesome. Peace.